Good evening from the Central Illinois Weather Network. I'm Larry Eastep. We do have a pretty significant winter storm affecting a large number of states from the Midwest into the Southeast. Portions of Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, and even farther to the west and southwest have been feeling the brunt of this storm during the evening hours, and it's not going to end anytime soon. In fact, the situation is getting worse over parts of Missouri, Kentucky, southern Illinois, and on into southern Indiana. Let's take a look at the maps. So we'll give you a regional view here first and show you how widespread this system is and all the colorful images here from different types of precipitation on the radar. This is a regional view from about 15 minutes ago, thanks to Storm Lab, and you can see this mixed precipitation in the pink. We're even seeing some bright orange mixed in with that pink. That's intense. Glazing going on, a freezing rain event over portions of southern Indiana. We're now seeing some indications of the same type of heavy precipitation just south of St. Louis. In the past hour or so, reports coming in from the Jefferson County, Missouri area of over 5 inches of snow on the ground, and it coming down at an inch an hour at the moment. This freezing precipitation is spreading through most of southern Missouri, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, and over most of the state of Kentucky. Nashville is now above freezing, and that's a good thing because they're not having to deal with the icing. However, Paducah and Fort Campbell are, and in fact 60,000 people in the state of Kentucky right now estimated to be without power. We'd like to show you the radar out of Paducah, Kentucky this evening, but we cannot because they have no power there at the moment. In fact, the National Weather Service office out of Springfield, Missouri, issuing warnings and monitoring the situation there for them. Let's take another view here on the regional and go a little further south and show you. This precipitation stretches all the way down through Arkansas right at the moment. Little Rock receiving some mixed precipitation and streams even further down from that into portions of Texas. So this moisture is still streaming to the northeast. It is moving extremely slowly. In fact, it has been stalled out most of the afternoon and evening. So where it is snowing or raining right now, it's likely to continue to snow or rain for another 8 to 10 hours most likely until this finally pushes off to the east. But winter storm warnings, ice storm warnings are continuing, and as this begins to appear to taper off towards rush hour in the morning over cities such as Louisville, Kentucky, Evansville, Indiana, Cincinnati, Ohio, there will be a heavy burst of snow that will come on top of this, and that is just going to cause additional problems, especially in those areas that have been receiving the ice during the evening hours. Let's come back closer to home here for a moment, show you the radar out of Lincoln. You see the very clear dividing line from I-72 south is where the heaviest snow has fallen, and pretty much I-55 east. That's where we've seen the heaviest precipitation, around 3 inches of snow in Decatur, about 2 inches of snow here in Springfield. You go further to the west around Quincy, very little snow at all, but there is another band of snow just to the west we've been watching that has started to drop down. You can see it around Macomb there, and that is headed this way as well. So we'll continue to see some snow off and on through the overnight hours, but the main threat of significant additional accumulations would be to the east and south of Effingham. So they're I-70 southward, and southeast from there is where we're going to see most of the potential for additional significant snowfall. But they've already got 5 or 6 inches in areas such as Jasper and Effingham counties in Illinois, so they don't need a whole lot more. Again, that's fairly common. Gasconade County over in Missouri reporting 4.9 inches of snow. Jefferson County, Missouri, 5.6 inches of snow. So that's going to continue for a while. Let's take a look at St. Louis's radar, because I want to point out something here. Apologize, the picture kind of looks strange and elongated. I've been working with some different images tonight and radars in different modes here. But you can see Storm Lab showing us this pink south of St. Louis. That would be in the St. Genevieve area, Jefferson County. That's where they're seeing the very heavy snowfall at the moment, and even some indications we go further to the southwest of mixed precipitation beginning. So temperatures are going to be a big factor. What's going to happen here over the next few hours is where it is snowing, it will likely continue to snow if you're in Kentucky or southern Indiana, if you have freezing precipitation right now and icing occurring, it's going to continue to ice throughout the night. If it is liquid and it is not icing, it's not going to throughout the night, even though the temperature may be below freezing. It is one of those situations where the precipitation is coming down so fast that it is accumulating in the areas that have already glazed over, but it isn't having a chance to freeze in many other areas, if that makes any sense. Rather confusing. Again, let's take a look at what the SPC is saying here. Storm Prediction Center is saying over the southern half of Indiana, from Indianapolis south, freezing rain with rates between a tenth and 1/1500th of an inch per hour throughout the night. That will be a very significant icing event. Again, 3/4 of an inch of ice already reported in areas such as Bedford, Indiana, and that will continue to occur throughout the night. And then moderate to heavy snow also possible. Again, you can see there in the blue over southern Illinois. Again, we'll have another batch of some pretty heavy snow in the morning over the Louisville area. National Weather Service is calling this, in some discussions this evening, a catastrophic ice storm for some areas, primarily over southern Indiana and certain counties in northern Kentucky. We also have another situation we're watching, and we'll show this to you here. I believe I can bring up another picture here and show you. Let's come back to the radar here, and we'll show you the National Weather Service out of Paducah, Kentucky, actually Springfield, Missouri at the moment, again, covering for them, has issued a number of flash flood warnings just in the past few minutes. The following counties in Kentucky under flash flood warnings now until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning: Trigg, Caldwell, Hopkins, Lyon, Muhlenberg, and Todd County. Law enforcement officials in Christian County report that the Little River in the city of Hopkinsville has flooded and is out of its banks. A Trail of Tears Park along the Powell campgrounds is experiencing flooding from the river, and the river will also flow out of its banks near the Christian County Jail in Hopkinsville. This river will continue to rise as it flows into Trigg County. A flash flood warning has been issued for that area. Also, excessive rainfall is going to continue over those areas. Crawley's Ridge is going to be one of the areas that's going to continue to have flooding in south central Kentucky. Moderate rainfall up to another inch of rain in some of those areas during the overnight hours. So a multi-tiered event this evening, depending on where you're at, from icing to heavy snow, very treacherous road conditions, flash flooding occurring, and power outages, tree limbs snapping. And again, as we see that heavy snow burst in the morning for a few hours around rush hour in many areas of Kentucky and Indiana, that will cause additional tree limbs to come down, power lines to come down. It's going to be a day tomorrow where a lot of places are going to be closed. A lot of schools are already closed for tomorrow, and it's going to be tough to get anywhere, especially if you're south of St. Louis in Missouri, if you're south of Effingham in Illinois, or if you're south of Indianapolis in Indiana. You're going to be under the gun for some very treacherous weather over the next 24 hours. That's the latest from here. Very confusing and a very lengthy report this evening from a lot of different sources. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the night from the Central Illinois Weather Network.